Hi.
Hi.
Marks out of 10 for my tiny sausage.
Just 10.
I'm sorry to hear your wife couldn't make it. Is everything all right?
We're actually not, well, I mean, technically speaking, we still are, but legally speaking, we're also divorced.
Welcome back. That was a peek at the new romantic drama, We Live in Time. The film takes us inside the new romance of two people brought together by chance. And I'm just going to tell you, get ready for a roller coaster ride of emotions.
A ton of emotions. Our next guest stars in the film, and you know him best from his starring roles in films like Hacksaw Ridge and, of course, The Amazing Spider-Man. Please help us welcome to the studio, Andrew Garfield, everybody. Good to see you, my man.
Good to see you guys.
So she's right. We were in my dressing room this morning, full of emotion just watching the trailer here. This is a romantic drama, but it's got a lot of ups and downs in it. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's life. I think it's what I love about this film is that it's somehow every human being's story. It feels like these two characters who fall in love, find each other, longing to live and to have as much time together as possible, have a child. It's like it's all of the most ordinary, extraordinary moments of life in 1 hour and 50-minute film, and it feels like everyone in the audience will be like, oh, that's my story, oh, that's my story, that's my story, oh, I remember that. And it's like, it's full of longing. It's these two people who are full of longing for life, and I think that's one of the things that kind of connects us all, is that we all long to live as deeply and as meaningfully and as connected as possible. So I feel like it's a story about that hopefully people will witness themselves in as well.
There's also a lot of tragedy, some like heavy, deep things that happen
life, right?
in the movie.
Yeah.
You and Florence Pugh are amazing together.
Oh, thanks.
What was it like on set? Because it is such a heavy movie.
Yeah, it's heavy, but it's also, I think, through the heaviness comes the lightness. And I think that's one of the things. Remember that Pixar movie Inside Out, and you have sorrow and you have joy, and actually they realize that one can't exist without the other, that you can only go as high as you can go deep. And I think that's one of the things that this film underscores as well. It's, yes, there's sorrow, but the sorrow is the place where you actually can find the most amount of joy.
It's safe to say that you work with some incredible co-stars, Emma Stone, Jessica Chastain, and of course Florence Pugh. Before you signed on, did you know Florence was going to be a part of this?
No, so I signed on first, and then I'd worked with the director John Crowley before on the second film I ever made called Boyer, and we were discussing names, and Florence was the person that we both admired so much as an actress, and we didn't know her personally, but we kind of rolled the dice and we thought, let's see if she's available and she would want to do this, and she was, and she wanted to do it. And then it was like, oh, but wait a minute, what if we don't, what if she hates me? what if she has no interest in spending any time with me? What if we don't get along? What if, all these what ifs, right? When with co-workers, and I mean, like, who knows if any of you get along with each other? Maybe you're all just kind of
We're a dysfunctional family, don't worry.
We're a good family.
You know what I'm saying? Like, actually, like, I can attest to this because we were just chatting a little bit before, and the cameras weren't rolling, and these three have a real proper vibe together, and that's a real rare quality. I was looking for any cracks. I was looking for any.
Let me see if this is real.
Any resentment, but no, it was very lovely. And so thankfully, me and Florence discovered that we really do enjoy each other as humans, as friends, and as work colleagues, and we needed to feel safe with each other. I think particularly for a woman on set, you want to make sure that that she feels really, really safe, and she wanted to make sure I felt equally safe. So it was a lovely thing.
Was there something that you learned about yourself? I mean, there's a line in it that says, "I'm looking too far ahead instead of what's right in front of me."
Yeah, thanks. That's a great question, and I think what I've learned, maybe it's not about myself, but it's about life, or a kind of reinforcement that there's no reward without great risk. And I think we all claim to want to live lives of meaning and lives of courage and connection and true to ourselves, true to our own souls. And I think it's so hard to acknowledge that the only route to that is by making very, very difficult and courageous choices. And kind of like running towards the roar of life and showing up in the hardest moments, whether it's with friends or with loved ones or for ourselves, and choosing to, dive into life in the face of something as complete as death. I think it's, to remember that it takes courage to live a life of meaning.
It's quite inspirational.
Well received right there.
We all needed that.
Yeah, welcome to my day, Andrew Garfield.
Wow, yes,
Thank
one
you
more
so
time.
much
Yeah,
for being
Andrew.
with us.
Thank
Please
you.
come back and see us again.
That was
And
good.
We Will Live in Time will have a limited release in theaters this Friday, and it can be seen nationwide October 18th.
Dr. Daring was leaning in like,
I know, I can skip my
Therapy.
therapy session this week. That was incredible.